Hey, you guys. Boy, tech is really messing with me again. You wouldn't believe me trying to figure out how to get this all up and working here at home. Um, Turns out I didn't have some stuff installed on my various devices that I plan to use. So we're going to go down to a single device. And so just FYI, and actually, I don't even need this because I don't need to hear myself because I can hear myself. Okay. Because there was a little bit delay of listening to my own audio in my earphone. Holy cow. So, but I got us here, and I got us here right at 3 o'clock. So, hi guys. We are live on both Facebook and on YouTube right now. Mom, can you find us?
I found it.
Yay. So we must be real if you found us. This is why eventually we're going to start doing some live sales here from home. And so I need to get this all set up. So this was kind of a first step towards that. But it also is telling me just how much stuff I don't have done yet to get it the way I want it and in the easiest, most seamless fashion. So, but we'll work on it. Mom and I, one of the things that we discovered is that we have a card table here set up, and the card table is too small for Mom and I to sit side by side, and we both have bead on it boards, the big ones, and it's not enough room for us to even have those side by side. So I'm starting, but right over here, there's Mama June. Your necklace, you are just like so well put together. I'm very impressed.
You may recognize this from if you are joining our live sales. This is something that we had sold on our live sale. I put it together with some beadalon, and I added a few crystals,
Just add a little length.
and a little bit of pearls. Well, it doesn't go all the way around it. There's
So you got the
there's
beadalon.
beadalon in the back.
Soft flex. But yeah.
Soft flex. I'm sorry, soft flex. But yeah, so I just basically it was a no-brainer. This took me like 10 minutes.
Love that.
To string it along, and boom, you got a necklace.
And that's one of the benefits of those mixed strands is that it's a project in a box kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have even had to add any crystals or anything. I just wanted to add a little bit of bling to it.
Yeah, fabulous. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you've gotten to eat something delicious. So far today, we have eaten basically cheese and crackers. Did you have
I had some
coconut cream pie for breakfast? Do I know my mother or what? I had a sleep in for breakfast. I actually stayed up till 3 a.m. last night, just messing around without guilt, not thinking, because usually if I stay up too late, I'm thinking, oh God, I've got to get up the next day and go into the office. And today, of course, I didn't have that, so that felt great, which means that I ended up sleeping until almost 10:30 this morning. And unfortunately, my days, I think, of eating coconut cream pie for breakfast are over. It makes me feel too icky that early in the day.
Well, and unfortunately, it wasn't the best coconut cream pie that we've ever had. And we paid a lot of money for it. We got it from a well-known restaurant in town. The crust was horrible.
Yeah.
Even the filling wasn't that good. So I'm going to make up for it. I'm going to make
eclairs.
I'm going to make eclairs today. It's from the eclair recipe is from the original Betty Crocker's cookbook. My mother used to make them. She made them so much that the page that the recipe is on is like
falling apart.
Fallen out of the book, and you can barely read the recipe. I've actually tried to I put it in the computer, so I don't lose the recipe. I still use it from the book, but I was
There's something psychological about that.
Yeah. I was so afraid that I would lose the recipe forever, and I don't know if they've changed it in subsequent editions or not. But
it's a family.
Yeah, it's a family heirloom kind of thing. My mother made them every Thanksgiving and every Christmas, And I will continue to make them at least for Thanksgiving. I may not make them for Christmas this year, but I certainly for Thanksgiving I'm making them this year, and it'll be so much better than the pie we spent so much money for.
Yeah, yeah, it's too bad, because it's a good restaurant, but honestly, of all things, because I'm not into major, believe it or not, I'm not into major sweets, at least in things like pies and baking. I like things that are a little not super saccharine, but this pie was like a little too not sweet at all, so that was kind of a bummer. But luckily, we've got Mama with the backup system. I'm actually sitting here threading a needle, that's why I'm kind of staring down. One of the things I'm going to work on here is a project. It's a free project from, who is this from? From Preciosa by Barbara Hoffman, and it's a pinch beads necklace, and I have been wanting to make this for a while and test it out. And so today I have brand new Wildfire Ultra. This is the brand new Wildfire that they've come out with in just the last couple weeks, and it is what I've been asking for 15 years, and it's a thinner Wildfire. That's one of the reasons I stopped carrying Wildfire, actually. I was one of the early proponents of Wildfire. As a matter of fact, Mom, do you remember when Wildfire first came out?
Oh, yeah.
We were small enough that we actually sent out free samples of Wildfire on request. Now there's no way we could do that. But that was one of the ways we got people converted to working with Wildfire in the early days. And then I just started having problems with it, with the coating, because the way Wildfire is made is there's an inner core and then there's coating on the outside. And so sometimes I would, if I was being rough enough with the thread, that coating, the black coating would wear away, and then you'd have that white core inside that would show. And even though their thinner Wildfire said that it was 0.06 diameter, it really wasn't. It was more like a 0.07, 0.08. So it was hard to get your needle threaded, and I just, if you were doing multiple passes through beads, it was too thick to use. And so over time, I completely switched my allegiance to Fireline. So now they've got this Wildfire Ultra, and it is not made the same way. It is made like Fireline is made. It is a 0.04 diameter, so super thin. I mean, as I'm threading this, it feels like I'm using the world's thinnest thread to get it through. I didn't have to even blunt the tip to get the thread through the eye of the needle, and it's a size 12 needle, so I'm pretty impressed with that. It has a 9-pound break strength. So yeah, so I'm going to test it out today, and that's the project that I'm going to test it out on. I want to keep an eye on everybody's. So Laura, good question. Is it stiff like the original? No, it actually is much drapier, more like it's so thin, I can't even show it to you on the screen. But it's much drapier, more like a thread. And I want to try it with some fringe and see how it does with that. Because just from manhandling it, like I said, I haven't beaded with it yet, but just from manhandling with it, it feels a lot more like thread. It doesn't have kind of that body that Fireline has, that stiffness. So, and it certainly doesn't have the stiffness of Wildfire. So I'm kind of thinking, honestly, I'm really hopeful that this might be the perfect beading thread.
People are having trouble with the sound. I don't know what we can do about that.
Okay, let me, let's see here. I'm going to, hang on one second. I'm going to open settings. And let's see here. So some of you guys are getting the sound and some of you aren't. Is that what the deal is?
No, it's they're saying it's staticky.
Oh, that I'm not sure I can help. That's just going to be a, sorry about that, guys. I didn't know that going away from this would make the camera go away. The staticky part, I'm not sure that I can help right now. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm not sure. It's on both YouTube and Facebook. Listen, it's horrible. I hate this. Technology is killing me. Sound is very bad. I don't know what to do here. I guess let me disconnect and try reconnecting. Because right now we're doing sound through the iPad and not through my iPhone. So I wonder if I switch that. Okay, let me go off. I'll be back. Hang out. Okay, so we're going to leave the studio. We are going to go to permissions over here. We are going to go to StreamYard. We are giving the microphone access. Going back in. Paste. Oh, I was so smart. I actually, and then here. Page. Solo layout. Okay, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? How's it sound on your end? That's the only thing that I know to do to fix this. So fingers crossed. And I'm definitely getting echo here. Let's see here. Can I turn off sound here? Okay, yay. Donna says much better. So Mom, you and I might just have to live with this slight echo.
Okay, that's won't bother me.
Okay. I'm not sure how I can make it sound mute there. So I'm turning this mic back on, and now can you hear me? See me turning bright red. This is what happens when I get stressed. I turn bright red. Okay, let's see here. So I think we're back to you can hear me, and I don't have the echo. And
Okay.
I think.
Okay, everybody's saying yes. Sounds
Much
good.
better. Okay.
Okay.
Whew, hot diggity. Hey, Raina has joined us. Y'all,
Hey.
Raina, who works for me, you guys know her name from the notes, the thank you notes. She is turning into a monster seed beater. I am so proud of her. I shared a picture of some little earrings that she had made on Facebook one day. And since then, she has been working on a moss star ornament, some other bead weaving things. I gave her permission to go grab a bunch of beads from the warehouse because I told her it's a benefit to me as your boss if you learn how to become a bead weaver. Because honestly, she's such a savant and so good at it that I think she's going to be designing in no time. And my goal is to get her in front of the camera and get her designing for me. But well, she's only been bead weaving for like a month now, so no pressure, Raina. So funny.
We do need to get her in front of the camera because y'all will love her like we love her.
Yeah, Raina's adorable and so sweet. Some people are saying the static is back. Some people are saying echo. Definitely, obviously, I'm going to have to work on this whole sound issue. The other thing that I can do is mute this mic and do that mic instead. Let's see if we like this. Okay, and then I'm trying the mic over there. That's where we get a little bit of an echo. So tell me if this is better.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Rita.
So I'm so happy to have you guys along with us today, despite all of my little issues over here. So tell me what you guys are working on. Are you working on beading at home? I want Mom to show me what she's working on because she's got like a whole project that
I've got several projects here.
Yeah. Okay, I need to switch the camera and wait. Okay, so I'm bringing this.
Yeah, we're just not set up yet for this.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of came in a little bit fast on this. Okay, so let's see. So I've got that ready. I am going to switch the camera around. First, there's Miss Poppy. She's hanging out, going, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, this I don't know if you'll explain. This is our formal living room. This is what we're going to turn into our studio because we don't use this room at all. It's just here.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have this light on. Let me turn this light on. There we go.
All right, so this is a thing that I bought a long time ago. It has actually a $78 price tag on it. I can guarantee you I did not pay $78 for it.
Yeah, you're too cheap to have paid 78 for it.
I'm guessing I bought it at half price. I'd have paid half price for it.
That sounds about right.
So I'm going to turn it into a bracelet. And I'm actually going to 86 this. And I'm just going to use this. And what I'm going to do, because obviously I need length, and I started a little bit of it, is I'm going to make panels out of brick stitch. And this one actually looks like it's too long. Yes, it is too long. I'm going to make panels out of brick stitch to fill in the length. And I've got...
Not brick stitch, square stitch.
Right? I'm sorry, brick stitch. I hate brick stitch. Why did I say brick stitch? I've got the turquoise, and I've got the cream color, and I've got a deeper colored turquoise that I may or may not use. So I'm going to make panels of different widths to go in between these pieces and make a bracelet. And then I've got a clasp for it here. I'm going to use one of our vertical loop clasps to put it all together when I'm finished with it. So that's the one I'm going to work on today. And then I have another project that I was thinking about working on that I'll show you the components for. I've had this pair of I'm trying to see if I am in the right spot. I'm not used to doing this.
You want to go this way?
This way. Yeah. Okay. I've had this pair of lampwork beads for just the longest time. And I just love them. That echo is really disconcerting.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Let me see, do this.
So I decided to make a pair of earrings with them. And I'm going to make, I can't decide if I'm going to make dangles or loops using size 15 seed beads. Or I may make them out of charlottes if Jill is willing to bring some of the charlottes that I know she has squirreled away.
In my defense, I did go look for charlottes for you, and I couldn't find them. I just couldn't put my hands on them.
She has them somewhere. I know she does. So that's the other project I'm thinking about. And I can't decide whether to do just fringe hanging down or loops on the bottom. And I'm going to use a wire guard at the top.
I vote for fringe.
You vote for fringe?
Let's vote. What do you guys think? Fringe or loops?
I don't know. So that's the other project. And then should I show them my big project?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll have to move this tray out of the way. So you've seen this before, I think. You may have to back up.
Folks on YouTube probably have not.
I have been working on this for quite a while. This is a tapestry of the Crab Nebula. And it's got, oops, didn't mean to back up. It's got like 36 different seed beads in it.
and not seed beads, delicas in it. And this is the tray I'm working off of, which I try not to spill. Jill bought me a better setup for this, but the setup that she bought me does not have any way to number it, and it's got ABC. And of course, this I have labeled with the actual Delica numbers. So to switch it over to the
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oops,
zoom
that
in so
bead
that
did
they
not
can
go
see the actual numbers that you've written on here. We got it
Yeah.
upside down, but
Yeah, we do. I do have it upside down. To switch from the Delica numbers to the
ADC.
ADC is going to be quite a job, and this is not the only tray. I have an auxiliary tray here because they all wouldn't fit on one tray, so I have another tray there. So I've been working on this one for quite a while.
And by quite a while, I gave this to you 2 Christmases ago.
Well, in my defense, since
Jill
particularly
happened.
since the live sale started,
Yeah.
now on Fridays we have the live sale, and I spend the entire weekend processing the stuff from the live sales to get ready for them to go out on Monday, because normal people would probably
And this is where she throws me under the bus.
normal people would know what was going to be in the live sale ahead of time, so that it could be processed ahead of time.
I do know what's going to be in it ahead of time. 5 minutes before.
5 minutes before the live. But Jill, on the other hand, doesn't know until the time of the live sale what's going to be in it. And so there's no way I can process stuff ahead of time. So it has to get done over the weekend. And sometimes Monday morning, I don't always get it done over the weekend.
I have been getting better though. I've been doing things ahead, and we have a team.
We have a team now helping. So hopefully, now that I've drugged this out, and the reason I have to put this away is because the one time I left it out, our cleaning lady came on a Thursday and tried to dust it. I'm not kidding you.
I'm just like, what was she thinking?
Yeah. I had such a mess. I basically had to almost throw the whole tray of beads out because she tried to dust it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to work hard on this because I really feel guilty. There's such an investment of money in the Delicas, which thank you, Jill Wiseman Design, for providing the Delicas free of charge for me.
You're welcome.
Well, in exchange for my
your
labor. So I'm about, I think maybe not half done, maybe a little more, somewhere between a third and a half done. This pattern is by Gigi Beads. She does some absolutely wonderful tapestry patterns. So if you're ever looking to do a tapestry, embossing. Yes, I'm gesturing and embossing the table. If you're ever looking to do a tapestry, not necessarily this big, but of any size, I would check out Gigi Designs on Etsy. She does some wonderful, wonderful things. And anyway, I feel kind of guilty. I'd like to, freeform is my jam. I want to get back into doing some freeform beading, and I feel guilty. I don't want to start any freeform, which also can be quite time consuming, until I get this finished. So I'm going to try very hard to work on this a little bit each day, or at least each weekend, so I can get this done, so I can do some other beading. So those are my projects.
Well, and here's the thing too, Mom. So remember that this is supposed to be for joy and not for guilt.
No, it's not. It's
Okay.
not. I enjoy beading this. And you know, one of the reasons I love this tapestry so much, this particular tapestry, and I've done other tapestries, but this particular one, you know how when you're doing a tapestry, if you've ever done a tapestry, and you get to the end and you go, damn it, I'm off a color. I'm off one bead. You have to rip out the whole roll. This one, I just added an extra black bead at the end and I'm done.
Which I will point out at the very beginning, you were
I was
actually ripping
stressing-
back and
I
stressing
was
back.
stressing over one row and I'm still a little bit stressed over it and I may go back and break out a bead. But you all probably can't see it. Yeah, and so in this kind of pattern, you don't stress over a mistake like that because it's pretty much a free-for-all.
Exactly.
So anyway, this is just a peyote stitch. You know, pretty simple. And I'll show you what I'm using to, actually, I'll show you what I'm using to do this with. I'm using GoodNotes. And this is a program that Jill turned me on to, and I've downloaded. Oops, didn't mean to actually put a mark on it. But I'm using this, and this keeps track of where I am, and I can explode it if I want to. And as I do beads, I just mark them off, so I keep complete track of exactly where I am in my pattern. And I never get lost, and it keeps track for me, and I can put it down at any time, and I know exactly where I am, and you know.
Yeah, so that's GoodNotes is the
Yeah.
the program that we're using for that. I use that for a lot of my patterns too. And I was going to show you guys here how let me turn that back on. Let me show you how I actually, let me move this over to me. Over here, and I'm going to turn this light off again since I'm trying to show you on my iPad. The project that I'm going to work on here, this berries thing, is on our free website, our free patterns website. So if you go to jillwisemandesigns.com, there is a free patterns link, and then this actually happens to be the last one that I uploaded. And so actually I'll show you what that looks like. So here's our free patterns page. I do have a small amount of filtering that you can do up here. I'm working on a better filtering system, but I'm still waiting to get a quote on what it's going to cost to put an official filtering system in there. So anyway, this is the one that I want to work on. So I click into that page, and then right here is download the pattern. So when I click download the pattern, it just pulls the pattern up in the browser. Then what I do is I come up here to this icon right there, click that, and then I can open it in GoodNotes. And then it's going to ask me, do I want to import it as a new document? Yes, I do. Here's the location. So I actually have a folder that's beads. So
Why
yes,
is your stomach growling?
I don't know, because I haven't had enough food today. And so now it has just imported that into GoodNotes. And here we are. And now I can go straight to the pattern. I can zoom in really well. And so hers, she used, I think, 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors of pinch beads. I've got 5, I think. Some size 11 seed beads, some fire lines, some needles. And then this is her first step here. And I'm going to figure out what the heck I'm doing here, because I have not even, I spent so much time trying to figure out this whole tech problem that I didn't have a chance to get this started and even read through the instructions to see how I'm supposed to work on this. And I know that we had somebody comment down below that she was popping off because the quality was a problem for her. Totally understand that. We'll get better at this. I'll figure it out. I ran into some difficulties that I didn't expect. So I'm going to probably talk to a couple of different companies that I kind of partner with on this stuff, and I will work on getting it all figured out, sorted out in the future. So I'm sorry it's not as nice as we'd like it to be. We try. What can we do? So I am going to follow along here. So this is picking up 5 of the size 11s and turning them into a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Were you counting too?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Leave a tail and go back through all of them again. And then as you guys know, when you do that, you still don't end up with a circle. You have to go past one pass to the tail end to actually turn it into a circle. So there's our little circle, like so. All right, next step is pick up 3 pinch beads and pass through the 11 where the thread exited. Okay, so 3 pinches. I picked this color of the pinch beads because it matches the top that I'm wearing today. I'm wearing that gorgeous lilac top.
That's a pretty color.
And I'm passing back through the 11 here. So I remember on the live when I talked about this free pattern that somebody, and I think it might have been Lita, had said that she'd tried this pattern before and she could never get it to work out. And so that's one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to try this. And if I can get it to work, I'm going to, I'll see if I can't do a video demonstration of it, like on YouTube, like an official one. I've got my next YouTube video shoot set for December 3rd, I think, whatever that weekend is. So what this is doing is like a triangle weave off of this base of these seed beads here. And one of the downsides, it's not really focusing in nicely, is it? It wants to focus in on stuff on the board. Okay, well, again, got to figure out a better way to make this work. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, part of it is, you know, we haven't yet bought the equipment for a home studio. So we dragged some stuff home from the office, but you know, we're not really set up for home.
Right. So in a minute here, I may just switch us back to face and we can just chit chat instead. Because I'm not sure how well you guys are seeing the actual beadwork. But I will tell you, okay, so I've made my first stitches here with this Wildfire, this new Wildfire Ultra. And it's an adjustment for me to work with a thread that's this thin. If you're used to working with Fireline that's 4 pound, it would probably seem more normal to you. I don't use 4 pound that often, although I do like 4 pound when I use it. But this is even thinner than 4 pound Fireline.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's really, really wickedly thin. So here we are on the last one. And so I actually am not following the instructions. I just know how to do this triangle weave thing. So I am just doing it.
Oh, you rebel.
I know. This is actually representative of a project that I already have planned for the video shoot. So it's a similar thing. Oh, cool. So when you tighten that last one in, see, this was a piece that I didn't expect. So this is something that I'm happy to know. It takes those beads on that outside edge and it when you tighten it, it kind of creates a little cup here, perhaps you can see.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and so that's how you're getting the shape of that ball, is it's just an automatic thing due to the size of the beads and that kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. So, okay, so I got the first step on that done. But like I said, I'm going to switch us back to face cam.
Jill mode.
To Jill mode, exactly. Put you back up on the stand. There we go. And that way I can also monitor comments. And yeah, we got to figure out a way to make this all happen. Oh, you were seeing the beadwork. Okay. Yay. Let's see here. I'm just scrolling through all the comments and kind of checking out what I missed. Hey, Neeling's here. My buddy. We were texting just last night. Well, actually, I take it back. I was texting him, and he was already sound asleep because he's a little old lady. and goes to bed at like 9 o'clock at night.
Are you gonna put up with that, Neely?
He's the one who told me. He admits it. We've got Miss Michelle from New Zealand. Let's see here. Oh, so most people voted for Fringe. There were a couple that voted for Loops, but I'm going to say that the Fringe won.
All right, well, I don't know when I'm gonna get to those, because this is the luxury.
Hello, you. So I know I'm going to make you work tomorrow because we are doing a live sale tomorrow, but you've got Saturday and Sunday too.
To get the live sales stuff ready.
A lot of it is already ready.
I have a whole box of it here,
Okay. Okay.
but I'm just saying, I do have a box of stuff that has to be prepared.
I understand. Okay, so yes, Neely says I totally am an old lady.
Yeah, that's why we love you.
That's actually why he fits in here. When he comes to visit us, I have a guest room here, and he stays in the guest room. And I've had guests here before who the way we live just doesn't gel super well sometimes. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. And with Neely and I, we both are like, we come in from whatever we've done. We might sit in the living room for an hour or so and chit chat with Mom, but then we both go to our separate bedrooms and
9:30 bedtime.
9:30 bedtime. Bye. See you in the morning. Which I appreciate. I need my alone time. Yeah, the picture is small, not full screen on the beadwork. Yeah. I'm using a program called StreamYard so that I can stream on both YouTube and on Facebook at the same time. And there are some limitations with that. For instance, the whole Zoom thing, I can't zoom in the camera. And so actually, I might even talk with Neely about all of this and see if he has some additional ideas. Neely, you'll understand one of the reasons I'm having some audio issues is because I didn't realize that I didn't have our add-on audio fixing app on all the devices that I wanted to use. So tech is just so stupid these days. Mom actually said, as I was trying to get it all set up, that she was really proud of me for figuring all this stuff out and learning it, but it turns out I'm not quite there yet. I brought home a number of other projects to work on, some of which I have all the materials for and some of which I don't. I was really bummed because I brought home things. I wanted to do a knotted necklace and I forgot my knotting tweezers. I did find an awl, so I can do the knotting with an awl, but it's a tulip awl, tulip awls are actually, as much as I love them for everything else, I don't love them for knotting because that tip on them is so sharp that I tend to end up poking myself a little bit too much when I'm trying to use it for knotting. So I personally prefer knotting tweezers for knotting. But we're going to be at the office tomorrow because of the live sale, so I should be able to pick up a pair while I'm there at the office tomorrow, if I can find them. And then there was a stringing project that I wanted to do on some soft flex beading wire. Forgot tools. I did find a crimper right before we came on air, so I should be able to do the simple one, but I've got one that does, I want to do a little bit of wire work with it. I brought home the wire, I brought home the beads, did not bring home like a round nose, flat nose, wire cutter, it's the actual tools. All of this has made me realize what I'm going to do, and I haven't had this for a really long time, is I have this, my guest room doubles as a craft room, and I really set up that room mainly for my yarn storage for knitting and for doing diamond painting at the desk that I had built in there. The truth of the matter is, I've barely done any knitting in 3 years now. And so I am going to try to bring that out and see if I can re-engage that particular craft. If not, I'm probably going to do a massive de-stash of yarn. The diamond painting I haven't done in over a year. Now, part of that has been because this last year I've had to work every single day, like 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Where things are starting to ease up a little bit on that. We're getting better systems in place now for the live sales.
We've got staff.
We've got some more staff, and I'm hoping to hire even an additional person sometime around February. So we'll add even one more that will help with the whole issue with getting things processed for the live sale, because the new employee that I will be hiring is going to be doing solo processing stuff. I had actually hired Amber for that position, but Amber loves making kits so much, and she's so good at it that we decided to put her on full-time kit making duty, and then we're going to hire in somebody to do full-time processing for us. So that will definitely help with all these live sales, so that mom's not having to work every weekend, because I really totally don't want that to happen. So there's still improvements to be made, but we're close. I mean, we're almost right there with it. So which means that I'm going to have more crafting time at home. Like, I should be able to do a little bit in the evenings, and I'm going to try to get back to where I'm taking at least Sunday off, if not both Saturday and Sunday. And so I haven't even told Mom this. I am going to create a jewelry making studio in the guest room. Make sure that I have a full set of tools. Make sure that I have everything that I need to actually make jewelry. I always think that I'm going to do that at the office. I have an extra table in my office because I built my office extra big so I can have this extra table so that I can make jewelry and make samples there. And the truth of the matter is, it's just a pile zone. I mean, it becomes, my employees come in to me and say, oh, well, this has this problem. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to fix that. Or yeah, I need to add that to the website or whatever. And it just gets piled on the table and on the floor and on my sofa.
And that's why my desk looks the way it does.
Right.
I get some of those from them too.
Right, yeah, so.
15th of genocide. Okay, send it here, I'll get to it.
Yeah, and we never get to it. So I figure if I have a full set of tools to make jewelry here at home, then I can bring home the projects that I want to work on one by one. And just work on that one project that night or that weekend, and then take it back to the office, hopefully finished. Because what I don't really have room for is to have, I mean, I've got a warehouse, right? So I've got a lot of beads at work, and that's where I need to be picking out the beads for my projects. And so I don't have enough room at home to really have a full array of beads. I can have some, so just so that I can have some basics. If I have an idea, I'll, have a selection of 6, 8, 11, 15 seed beads. I'll have delicas here in basic colors.
Can we get a group opinion here?
Yeah, absolutely. Mom wants
You
camera.
can just handheld it for a second.
Okay, hang on.
So I've done a little bit of the square stitch and I'm not loving it. I'm wondering if I should switch to peyote for the
What if you did?
strips in between.
What if you did peyote tubes?
Yeah. Well, you think wide peyote tubes? I mean,
You want something more flat as opposed to round?
yes. Well, and I need the width.
Well, the width you can. Oh, you mean this width?
Yes.
In that case, you might want to do flat peyote.
But do you think I'm not loving the square stitch? I thought I would like it, but I don't know. It's not looking great to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let me see what consensus is here. Yeah, the beads themselves are very, very cool. So far, nobody's commenting. They have no opinions. Well, we do have a delay also.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely needs something. I don't hate the square stitch actually. Why don't you leave that? Don't rip it apart.
Well, let me do another row or two.
Do another row or two, and then leave it as a sample.
And then I'll do
A peyote.
a peyote and we can compare them.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I personally would do.
Okay.
Okay, so let me show you guys the other projects that I'm working on. So anyway, because that was a very long story to tell you that I am going to actually create a jewelry making studio here at home. Okay, so this
Ooh, that's
is,
pretty.
I brought home some Kumihimo. So I am actually making this sample for, there we go. This is using 1 whole lentils. I haven't done Kumihimo in forever. I like to use the back side of the Kumihimo disc because I don't like the distraction of all this lettering on the front. And so I was making this Kumihimo sample because I'm going to have some 1 whole lentils in tomorrow's live sale. And I wanted to show that you can make a really cool Kumihimo using these. And then I will probably, I've been promising to do Kumihimo videos on YouTube for years now, and I think I'm finally going to get around to doing it. I'm going to start the Kumihimo series. I'm going to film them in December. So I've got that to work on. And then I've got a couple projects that are so close to finish. This baby, a lot of you may recognize, is from Julia Prettle's Tiny Boxes book. I made the box itself, which I just absolutely adore. These colors are just to die for. This is so beautiful. So I made this box, I'm going to say probably about 4 years ago, but I never made the lid for it or put any feet on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to put feet on it or not. I'm totally fine with it laying flat. So I think I just need to make the lid. And I was lucky enough today to, when I went to go pull this out, I found the Delicas all in a container. I know. I actually
Yay!
found the right colors and I found the pattern. So it's all sitting right there, ready for me to start. So I actually think I'm going to start on that lid tonight. I want to work on this project first, and then I'm going to start on the lid tonight.
What thread are you using for your kumi?
The Kumi, I was using the regular size Eslon for that, so the medium size. Tell you what, I'm gonna talk for a second here and speak to that. If you're on our website looking for any Kumi stuff, our Eslon selection is pretty decimated right now, and there's a reason for that. The distributor, the main distributor that I was buying that product from, has discontinued almost all the colors. I mean, they're down to like, I don't know, like 8 or 10 colors, which is just insane to me. And so I need to switch vendors. To switch vendors, I'm switching from Eslon to Ceylon. And so it's just a project that's going to take a little bit, and I just haven't tackled it. And over the last 1.5 years, 2 years, we've gradually been selling out of the Eslon, and it just hasn't gotten replaced by the Ceylon yet. So because I am going to be doing some focusing on the Kumihimo come up in, it's probably, if I'm filming the videos in early December, I'm probably going to start releasing them in early January. I will have that all stocked back up with the Ceylon before then. It just hadn't been a priority because I hadn't been actually creating content that would help sell that. But the Ceylon and the Eslon, it's the exact same cord. It's just two different distributors have the same factory, package it slightly differently. So the little spools are going to be a slightly different size, but it's the exact same material. And it comes in kind of a very fine, and then a fine, and then a medium, which is what I'm using now, and then a heavyweight. And so there are the 4 different thicknesses of that.
Is the new fire line available?
I don't have it in my hands yet. I'm going to get it ordered on Monday because it's actually the wildfire.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
wildfire.
So I'm going to get it ordered on Monday because so far I'm quite impressed with it. And I definitely think it's something that we want to carry. So if I order it on Monday, I'm going to guess they're probably, I'm sure they have Black Friday weekend sale going on. And so it may take a little bit longer for them to ship. So give us about 2 weeks to get it on the website. I will definitely promote it in our newsletter, and I will promote it on Facebook when we get that in stock, because so far I'm liking it. And then let me show you the other Julia Prettle project that I've been working on, or I had been working on. And now I finally have, I'm going to start again. I started the little Christmas tree tower boxes. These things are so cool.
They are so pretty.
Let me put you back up on the stand because I want to show you the trick with these babies. These are nesting boxes. So there's a box there, and then there's a little thing here. Voila. And when you're making it, this is so fascinating to me, you make it, there we go. This pops out, this bottom part pops out, you make it like this. And then you just push this in, boom, to create just that little lip that you need to insert into the top of the next one so that it inserts just perfectly, like so. So it will not surprise you that I'm doing this in blurples. So these are the purple fade. Here's some of the other colors that I have coming up. It's mainly purple, but I've got some each layer is going to be a different color, but they're all going to use the dark blue as the outline so that it pulls it all together. So I had pulled that out because as Raina was getting interested in bead weaving, she seems to be more interested in like three-dimensional kind of stuff, less in making jewelry. And so I just wanted to show her some of this jewelry of Pretzel stuff and just where bead weaving can take you is just amazing. This particular baby, when you do the hem along the top here to create the rigid spot up at the top of this, it is unbelievable how beautifully rigid that is and the shaping that this has. It's just one of those very delightful projects to work on because the detail work is subtle, but is sophisticated, I think is the way to put it. It's also fun for me to work on Julia Pretzel stuff because she was one of the first bead weaving designers that I fell in love with way back when I first learned about beading back in 2001, 2002. And so I think her book might have been the tiny beady box of what is it? Little beading. What is the name of it? Tiny beading boxes? Anyway, whatever it is. Might have been the very first bead weaving book that I ever purchased. Fast forward 15 years, and I actually hired her to be the illustrator for some of the instructions that I did for a couple of my international trips, which I'd love to hire her to do some more illustrating for me for some of my more three-dimensional kind of things, because she's absolutely fantastic. And it's great to have a illustrator, a graphic designer, who can illustrate, who also understands bead weaving, because there's a shorthand of communication that you can use. So that's kind of cool. It was a total fangirl moment. So I still get fangirl all over other people sometimes. All right, let's see here. How can you keep track of all your projects? I don't.
She digs them out and goes,
oh, it's so true. I was digging through some things in the warehouse recently and came across a bag that was just a jumble of stuff. And when I pulled it out, it was a bunch of projects that I had been kind of developing for future videos or future teaching projects, future kits. And some of them were like no-goes. Like some of them I was like, this project just really wasn't working. I just need to rip this apart. But there were several in there where I was like, wow, I like this. I'd forgotten about it. I was like, wait, I designed that? I like that. I need to finish it and bring it to fruition. So yeah, I have hundreds, and I am not exaggerating. It's well over 100 partially finished projects. Some of them are at the warehouse, some of them I know where they are, some of them I don't. These guys happened to be important enough to me that I knew that I wanted to get back to them. And so they were in a single special location in my craft room / guest room. And that's why I was able to pull them together for today, because none of the stuff that I brought home from the warehouse, I didn't bring the right stuff home to do any of that. So luckily I had these projects here to work on instead. I guess that's one of the benefits of having 8 million projects, is that you've always got something somewhere. So funny. The pattern for the tree boxes is, if you go to, actually, I think if you go to juliaprettle.com, Bead Cave is her other website. So beadcave.com. And her name is spelled Julia, so Julia, and Prettle is Pretl. Once we get off the live, I'll go type that into the comment field. I'll type some links in for you guys. I will also just post them on Facebook, those links to those. Yeah, the tree boxes. Thank you, Donna. The tree boxes are just unbelievable. I love the boxes. I was actually, oh, this is interesting. Trish suggested doing raw or craw for the connector panels between your pieces over there. Mom's like, I'm not sure.
I'm not that good of a beater.
She's not sure.
Yeah, I'm a lousy beater. You have to remember, I'm a beginning beater.
She's not completely beginner, but yeah, there are certain things that are a little bit more difficult for sure. Well, it's been about an hour. I hope that we have gotten to put some beady content in your day. We will work out some better solutions for the tech on this for the future. So thank you here for being here with us on our inaugural event. And I definitely think this is something that we can do again in the future once we do get a better. What I really want to do is have multiple cameras so that I can just switch between the cameras as opposed to having to move the camera back and forth. And then of course we've got to figure the audio thing out too. So we'll get there. But thank you guys so much for joining us today. It really was fun kind of getting this all together and planning these projects to show you guys. And so now we're going to go, well, I think this lady, her right there, what are you going to do right now, Mom?
I am going to start making eclairs.
Oh, see, you surprised me. I thought she was going to go take a nap. Well,
Eclairs now.
Well, both. There you go. I noticed that Poppy abandoned us. Yeah. She hates it when she's not the center of attention, basically. She had a nice little puff there. She hung out for a while, but yeah, she's over it. All right. Thank you guys. We will see you soon. If you are going to be available, we're doing our special live sale tomorrow. We're going to be at the studio at work, so we'll have our usual setup there, where we know what we're doing. And if you didn't see it, I did a little slice of a preview of some of the things that we're going to have on tomorrow's live sale on Facebook yesterday. So you might want to go catch that quick video that I did from the office yesterday, because we have got some unbelievable things.
Fabulous things.
Yeah, some really gorgeous stuff.
That I can't have.
Including lots and lots of Swarovski gemstones, or Swarovski stones. 4mm bicones, 3mm bicones, 3mm rounds, a couple of 4mm rounds, and then a bunch of specialty stones too. So I've got a whole array of Swarovski. Oh, and I will have some pearls too, some Swarovski pearls too. So, all right, you guys. If I don't see you then, I will see you next week on Facebook, possibly or sooner on Facebook. Have a good rest of your holiday weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.